You couldn't be a more if you wanted to. It's expensive. No, it is priceless. What I'm born to do. We inventors. We invented writing. You thought that's boiling you. You just began to get the knowledge. Now watch what math will do. Your aptitude. You can't pass this test. Your words ain't applicable. Since you tried to divide my people, well then I'm subtracting you. Had to do. And my title made, I got them out of the way. On delay. Tell them I'm a killer. Just like I'm in Ray. Hot today. No, he not a scholar. He don't got a source. Spit lies against the monsters. He don't got a choice. Don't step foot in court. You ain't got a voice. Stand on your square. What moves do when in court? Always let your paperwork proceed. And affidavits need notary. Stand on nationality. Bet you that tell you I'm battling. Paperwork proceed. And affidavits need notary. Bet you that tell you I'm battling. I should be the one with the gaveling. Your magistrate.
Yo, yo, yo. Let me get with the program. Y'all already know. This your boy D Calico. And I got the Empress with me. Sister, y'all seen it.
Peace and love to everybody in Calico and Yasini land. Always.
Ashe.
Peace and peace to you, Calico.
Yes, ma'am. And you already know the same. But the people finna, get a little science. We finna learn about the vestigial organs.
Mm-hmm.
And we ain't come to play. Y'all already know how I do.
You already know.
I'm gonna definitely let y'all know that y'all can find my sister YasiniUniversity.com. Denise Grant on YouTube, and as well as her backup channels. Make sure you drop them links in there this time, so they were looking for you last time.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
All
I
right.
do.
Make sure. Let me share this good stuff. It's good information. All right. We in there?
Absolutely.
For sure. I'm let me see. I should have had the I could have sent this to you. But irregardless. Would you start reading, sister?
Yes, I will. Okay, so let me get the full screen here. And my looks are somewhere around. Anyway, vestigial organs. What are they and why should we learn about them? When Dr. Meyer Shermer debated Dr. Duane Gish at UCLA last month on March 10th, he called upon vestigial organs as evidence for evolution. If someone like Shermer is using this as evidence for evolution and against creation, you can be sure there are many others who believe the same thing. This article will review which organs people are most likely to consider vestigial and what their known functions are, so you can show others there's no such thing as a vestigial organ. Okay? So people may not like you for it, but at least they will never use the vestigial organ argument again. So vestigial organs are fully functional, written for the Creation Research Society by doctors Jerry Bergman and George Howe. That once was the source for much of this information. So this book goes into detail about most of the alleged vestigial organs, human and animal. Okay, so what are vestigial organs? Vestigial organs are body structures considered to have been developed and functional in the past, but to now have lost most or all of their function and some or most of their structure. So Darwin called them rudimentary. Evolutionists believe they were useful in ancestral species, but are slowly being phased out in modern animals. So it is evolutionarily correct to get rid of unneeded baggage. Examples of vestigial organs in humans usually include the appendix, the coccygis, which is the tailbone, and the tonsils. While Robert Widersham listed 180 alleged vestigial or rudimentary organs in 1895, today the list is down to a handful. So vestigial organs were considered passe because of ignorance. But now we have discovered important biological functions and necessity for every one of them. So at an ICR Summer Institute, Dr. Richard Lumsden stated emphatically that there are no vestigial organs. Creationists would do well to ask, what was what was this made for? When looking at a seemingly useless body part, since God made the whole body, he had a reason for including every part. Yeah. Every single part was made for a reason. And so the man comes along and is like, yeah, you don't need that. And they cut it off. They get rid of it. Like I wouldn't want my tonsils removed or my appendix or any part of my body. I don't want it removed. Peace and love, Rossboro. But yeah, that's what they're saying is and if you think about it, Calico, this part doesn't mean anything. Is there any part on a car that don't mean jack? Has no meaning. They just put it there. The engineer just decided to just be there and do nothing. Does that make sense? No, it don't. So all vestigial organs, uh, what you may find out today, are necessary, even if the person don't know it while they're getting it cut off, if they're indeed agreeing to have it cut off. It did mention a part in there like out of ignorance, we think some of those parts are not necessary. And this is the same thing that happens with our parents. Somebody said the government mandated that you go do this and you just go do it. Yeah, we need our shit intact, okay? I know I do. Don't cut nothing off of me. Don't do nothing. I have a little fun with this. I already can see where this video is going. We're on the right path with the stuff that we're presenting to you because all of this together with your logic and common sense is what's going to help wake you all the way up. And not that you need to be woke, but at least get you to thinking with your own mind. That's our job. So look at it. So the tailbone, the nictitating membrane of the eye, the thymus, the appendix, the little toe. I need my little toe. The wisdom teeth, which I have all mine. Nipples on males, the parathyroid. They're calling all of this vestigial organs.
Yeah, I had an emergency going on the other line. I'm glad you were holding it down. You always
Hey, that's
coming
what I
through,
do.
sir. You always coming through.
I could go on forever, you know.
Yep. And, hey, shout out to Jeremiah, man. You know what I'm saying? Comments like
Yes,
that, hey, gonna make us keep going. You feel me?
absolutely.
For real, for real.
Yep,
Salute.
yep. Plus, we need that feedback.
Always the
We
queen.
need that
She always in the
feedback.
building. I'm sure some people kind
Mhm.
of fell asleep. They ain't think that one gonna pop off, but we here. You know what I'm
Peace and
saying? I
love
got
to
my boy
Ivy.
Hunter in here this time. We got him back.
Yep, that's my guy too.
Hey,
Peace and
Hey,
love unto you.
hey, if anybody watching wants to see Yasini go live on her channel, you know, more often, press one in the chat. Because I've been telling her the sister got to go live on her channel. I'm telling y'all, you
More
know, if
often.
I can get a one in there just to let her understand, that I think like that. But I would love to see Sister Yasini going live, and have me on there sometimes. But we're gonna do it. You
Absolutely.
know,
You and Tab.
you know what I
It's
mean.
going to
You know what I mean, Sister Yasini.
it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I promise you.
Yeah, this is a list of the vestigial organs, or some like they're saying alleged because who's to say they don't work for everyone? You know, for some, there's gonna be useless. It's like impotent. You know, it's there, but it's no good. You feel me? So some alleged vestigial organs include the tonsils, which is and the adenoids, what they say, and the coccyx, which is the tailbone, uh, and what they say, necessitating membrane about a thymus, an appendix, a little toe, your wisdom tooth,
Mm-hmm.
your nipples on a male, like they say, and parathyroid, nodes on ears, called Darwin's points, which
Right.
monkeys still have those nodes. And some people have it on the ear, but they can't flap their ears like the monkey can. So it's like you have that node for no reason, and ear muscles for wiggling. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even though some people can wiggle their ears, I can't. You know, and the pineal gland and body hair. And see, the thing I say about body hair is hair, period, because they don't tell you that hair has to do with hearing. There's
Mm-hmm.
hairs in your ear, and without these
Absolutely.
hairs in your ear, you have no hearing, none
Mm.
whatsoever. So that's why going bald is a serious issue. Balding is an issue because you could have that issue in your ear. You could have a
Yeah.
balding going on, and because the hairs don't really regrow either, so they're gonna, those fine little hairs pick up the vibration and the sound, and it distinguishes and makes, it makes noise for your ears. So I say, dang, hair has a purpose, and I don't just mean, for grooming. It's not just, it's just not cosmetic. It's not just a beauty feature, but hair could have to do with the extra senses. You feel me? Like, it's probably more parts of our body that are supposed to be activated because it has hair on it. You know, like hairs all over us. So, it's like we should be able to hear all around us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, inside and out. That's why the inside of the ear canal has those hairs that I'm speaking on. And without that, you can't hear. So that's why they're saying they got they got body hair listed,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yep.
even though they could be saying in a European way, they might be saying that the body hair was way more covered and the body was, you know, looking like a Sasquatch.
Right.
And if you want to pick up reading right there with the coccyx.
Yeah. Let me get my full screen on. So I do want to add on the hair tip that um, there are also antennas that connects us to the universe or the sun or all the information or the downloads or how we know things. Our hair play a part in that. So as far as the coccyx goes, evolutionists consider the coccyx or tailbone the remnant of our evolutionary ancestors' tail. So the tailbone used to be removed when people injured them and developed coccydynia or painful coccyx. So Dr. Robert Frank says that he told his suffering patients to resist removal of the coccyx if ever suggested. The tailbone has some important functions, starting with the role it plays in enabling us to sit. Ask someone who has his tailbone removed what it's like to sit. Scroll up. That should have been an obvious function to the unprejudiced. I'm gonna ask somebody who has a tail or the tailbone removed, even what it's like to sit. Okay, so that should have been an obvious function of the unprejudiced observer. For instance, if you came from Mars or Alpha Centauri and said a pair of and saw a pair of boots, you might conclude they were useless objects. So Nancy Sinatra thought they were for walking. Actually, the feet and legs do the walking. The boots facilitate this activity. Various muscles attached to the tailbone are important for facilitating bowel and labor movements, supporting internal organs, and keeping the anus closed. So, concerning the coccus, Evan Shroop wrote, okay, scroll up, bro, or put the banners down. Or,
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna kind of like breeze through this. Let me say
okay.
and like they say, do human embryos have tails? There's a political aspect to evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Why would this be political? You know, because it involves a certain group of people who don't want it politicized that they have
Mm-hmm.
tails, at birth.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they're gonna say something like this. There's a political aspect to evolution, and part of it is the story of embryonic re, recapitulation. This means
Mm-hmm.
that as the human embryo develops, it recapitulates or retraces its supposed route of evolution by reflecting the different phases of evolution our ancestors went through. That's why we say we are the reptilians, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all that's gonna come back when we talk about the stages of development. First, it resembles a single cell stage, like I said yesterday in the video. That we all come from a single cell organism. First, it
Mm-hmm.
resembles a single cell stage, then successively the fish stage with gills. Yes, we have gills.
Mm-hmm.
Then the skin, begins to grow and overlaps that part of the neck. You feel me? And the
Mm-hmm.
tadpole stage, the reptile stage, and the tailed ancestor stage in its development into a true human. We began as a single celled zygote, but
Zygote.
that is not
Yes.
where our evolutionary trail begins. We have to begin as something, and the least something we can be is a cell. By the
Mm-hmm.
time the fetus develops to the ape stage, the
Mm-hmm.
coccyx is no longer prominent. Planned Parenthood and other abortionists sell abortion by saying that the developing embryo, is not really human, but rather a mass of tissue going through a series of evolutionary developments. If women
Mm-hmm.
can be convinced that their babies are really subhuman, it is then acceptable, to do what they would do to them. Now I'm not going to say that word. But a human embryo does not develop a tail. Although the human embryo has a short stub or a tail for a while, and this is precisely similar to the short stubs that become tails in many other species, the human tail stub only forms the basis of the human coccyx. Are you sure about this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I got another one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know y'all visual people. I know how y'all are.
Give it to him, King. So there are human tails, but since most of the medical industry is white, they grab that baby and take him out of that room and do what they have to do. Just like they grab your baby, take him to the next room, vaccinate him, or give them all kinds of shots for this and that. They take that baby out the room and do shit to that baby because nobody's around, and they think it's standard protocol when really all this stuff is just coming from the top for reasons of their own. That's why we gotta know stuff like this so we can know when to refute them and refuse them because we know what you're doing. But some of us know. Others just keep tuning in.
Yes, my apologies. My apologies. You wanna
Yeah, I would
read a
love
little
to
bit
read
of
it.
that, and I'm gonna just show them these images after that.
Okay, so as we all know that our ancestors had tails, and during the process of evolution, its size started decrease and gradually it finished completely. However, tail is still visible in few people, and this medical condition is called vestigial tail. In fact, you must have heard of people who are born with real tails or at least have been acquainted with this condition. Here, what I am trying to convey is that it's all real and nothing fictitious or imaginary about it. No disorder or syndrome is good, and vestigial tail is not an, scroll for me, bro. It's not an exception to it. Sometimes people try to get it removed, but this process is always not simple. On the other hand, there are a few who are actually happy and feel themselves as blessed because folks worship them due to the tail. So it gives them fame and popularity. So below are 11 pictures of people born with yeah, you see it. You see it. That's not Photoshop. Wow. Yeah, I can see how that can fuck with him sitting down. Yeah. I know the people who've never seen these pics before are in shock. The first time I saw them, I was like, what the fuck? And now I'm like, oh well, you know, it's all making sense now. We are species and we are different. We are. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you come from, at least be studying and trying to learn, because all of us don't come from the same place. Some of us are organic, some of us are hybrid. That's just what it is. So, this is exactly showing. And even when you think of tails, what do you think of? Animals. Damn. Yeah, something went awry there. Something has went terribly wrong in the lab. Terribly wrong.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get y'all a little more. Wow. Wow, the Saiyans have a tail? You talking about like Super Saiyans, Dragon Ball Z? And they have their tail and gaze at a full moon. They turn to a full age. Oh, you talking about something else. Not Dragon Ball Z. All
He's
right.
stuck up, yeah, cartoon. See?
Let me see. Let me get with it. Oh, you say he was talking about that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, this is going to be shocking to a lot of people, and most people are going to just think that it's photoshopped, But I promise you, people are being born with tails. They do, and they usually have it removed, like they have, like they do the circumcisions. That same thing in the circumcisions when they're removing things. Some of those areas that they're removing have functions. They do. If you look up the penis and how the circumcision is made and which parts they're cutting off, and what those parts are that they're cutting off, you can understand that
Well,
they're calling it vestigial organs or parts that you don't need. Or we
so
like God made the penis like it is, and then the man come and say, "Yeah, you don't need all that."
imagine back when the the original, uh, however I want to say, androgynous being
Hmm.
was producing. They probably produced eggs, and imagine how many eggs they would have dropped, you know, if it's parthenogenesis, you know, coming by way of the sun or
Right.
some way. But the yolk sac is actually the site where the first blood cells form. Thus, the embryo does not go through an egg stage and does not get nourished by a yolk like chicks or baby lizards. Got our nourishment through the placenta. We have nothing in common with the lower animals in this respect because we no longer in the yolk sac. Hold on, does not recapitulate in imagery, evolution, and pain is just as different. Okay, the appendix. All right, that's another part of it.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
this
they
is
just
another.
take that out.
That's why, like you'll notice that the things you see on this list, they love to say can be cut out of you. Oh, you don't need that. Let me cut your appendix out. They secrete a mucus lubricant. Too much stuff ties
Hmm.
into the intestines, which aids. Let me see.
Yeah.
Large intestines. Give me 1 second. You go.
Hmm. No, yeah, everything on there that's named has an important function in that organ. So to just say, "Oh, your appendix is this or that," we'll just cut it off. Then that whole organ is damaged. It is, and you're going to feel it. Yeah, the way that you used to feel when you notice in your body and all, you're gonna notice that piece of the organ um, function doesn't work anymore, whatever it turns out to be. Um, Peace and love, Charbet.
Love and light.
Absolutely. So they agree in a single sex organism.
Hmm.
So what they're really trying to say is the ancient cells, like 400,000 years ago or more, 4 million years ago or more, which prokaryotes, they're saying some of that shit um, merged or morphed into like other cells with different functions, and now like still even in the eukaryote cells, there's some aspects of the prokaryotes, which is the ancient parts of the cells. They're saying, yeah, we don't need that no more because these new cells are doing everything. So if you find yourself with a tail or extra part, then it's okay to get rid of it just for convenience purposes, if nothing
Yep.
else. Their tail's not bothering them. They're not. They're
Yep.
in no pain. It's actually natural for the ones with the tails, but yet they'll just cut it off. They'll just
And
cut it off.
the
Even if
first
you're
time I ever heard of like a vestigial organ was from Dr. Malachi, and it was about the tonsils.
hmm
And he said that like it's a way of communicating that we use the tonsils, whether it be it's some type of way that they were able to basically use
hmm
that when communicating, as far as like sending a vibration that when it wiggled the the tonsil is supposed to do something special. I'm not quite familiar right now. It's like this was like 20 years ago when I first heard about the tonsils being a vestigial organ. I'm like, what? And
Right.
I remember so many people getting them cut out. I'm like, these people will never be
Yeah.
able to they would never be able to communicate in this way that he was speaking of. And I forget
Just like
exactly.
just like the thyroid gland. It has so many uses and functions, and people are, have it removed. And it changes their hormones, changes everything about the person. They're depressed and crying all the time and don't get along with people. I know this because I know somebody who had their thyroid gland removed, and it's not pretty anymore. What they should be
Exactly.
doing is telling us how to naturally heal that and take care of that
Exactly.
instead of
Like
just chopping it
like
off.
I went back up here to show him where it says almost any organ. Let me get this.
Yeah.
Almost any organ in your body. It's not just the appendix. It's not just the tonsils. They're like,
Mhm.
you have to get it removed, or the doctor said yours is infected and it's gonna kill you. Well, almost any organ in your body can kill you if it is sufficiently diseased. How many people die of heart attacks? But versus
Mhm.
appendicitis, huh?
Mhm.
The heart, the physical or spiritual one, is far more troublesome. If your lungs become infected, you can die. But no one suggests removing the lungs as a preventative measure during surgery for another reason.
Right.
So the
No
theory of
one.
evolution has blinded otherwise brilliant minds, and people think they can prune vestigial parts with impunity. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I'm gonna go back
And
like right
right.
here where we was talking about the tonsils again.
Hmm.
Like the appendix, the tonsils were also the most indiscriminate targets of scalpels. Uh,
Right.
they are considered more troublesome vestiges that bode ill will for their owner, also becoming infected, making children sick and causing them to miss school. Are they wimpy, evolutionary vestiges or ardent defenders of the body? In a detailed medical supplement, Doctors Maeda and Mogi wrote that the tonsils functions both in antibody production and cell-mediated immunity. Whoa.
Hmm.
So right now, what the world is going through right now, the tonsils are the cure.
Hmm.
Otherwise they're the cure because we're talking about antibody production and
Right.
cell-mediated immunity.
Immunity.
So we
Yep.
mediating to each of the cells in the body the immunity, you know, through
Hmm.
the function of the tonsils. And this is compliments of Doctors Maeda and Mogi. And other contributors to this supplement say that the tonsil is important as a lymphoid organ in the upper respiratory tract. In the introductory
Hmm.
remarks to this supplement, Dr. Katara said that numerous modern immunological studies show that, that we talking about logic when we talking about the immune system. So they said immunological.
Right.
This is pure, this is what's logic about the immune system. It shows that the palatine tonsil is an immunological organ and acts
Hmm.
as defense mechanism against the infection of the upper respiratory tract. I guess I got to read
Hello.
that even in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
This should start ringing some bells in a lot of people's minds that, um, like all of this stuff that they've been doing to us health wise could be the underlay for the overlay, or vice versa, meaning that they've already got you downtrodden and ill from all the things that they've done to you your whole goddamn life. So it's going to be easy to just bring in something that just wipe you out. You've already
yep,
had your tonsils removed. You've already been, castrated or circumcised.
exactly.
You've already, yeah, you've had your spleen removed. You had your appendix removed.
Yep,
Your thyroid
yep,
gland. This is why your immune system is going to work perfectly for them once this, you know, Yeah.
Yep.
Once that comes along, and then it's sure to affect the whole world because they've already been doing shit, already been putting shit in your food, already been spraying the air,
And that's
already
what I'm
been,
trying. That's what the
yeah.
people need to realize, because when we
Mhm.
saying that these body parts are, disease or basically poison, they've gone bad. It's because of the foods. It's because of
Right.
these type of things. They're poisoning you with. They're killing that part of your body purposely. They know how to take it out.
Yes. When it's time for them to drop the bomb, then boom, the whole world uh, is infected. Yeah, because all along you've been doing everything that they've been programming you to do. So everybody is susceptible to,
Hey,
wipe
so watch
yourself
this.
out.
So back. I'm gonna read it one more time for the people in the back. But Dr. Couture said that numerous modern immunological studies show that the palatine tonsil,
Mm,
your palate is your tongue.
hmm
Hello, your palatine tonsil, the tonsil right above your palate,
hmm
is an immunological organ and acts as defense mechanism against the infection of the upper respiratory tract. Come on now,
Yep.
you
And
know.
where's the virus sit? When it first came out?
Hey,
In the
that's
upper
why
respiratory
everything
tract.
goes through the mouth. That's why it's the foods and things we eating, and we don't. If you have your tonsil removed, you don't have the receptor to realize what's coming down the pipe.
That's
Huh?
right.
You just throwing the virus down instead of being able to,
Hmm
know early, if not before. At least
Yep.
you can know early. And is that all of the vestiges? Okay, we showed the tonsil,
Yeah, I'm in my
appendix.
other folder trying to find a main one. Uh, man, I sure hope I
Oh
can
yeah, yeah,
find
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This list is what I was talking about, though.
right.
You know, some of the vestiges,
hmm
vestigial organs in man. They're called vestiges. But they're saying they're evolutionary organ that we needed once before that we don't need now. And those things include the tonsils, they say, the adenoids, the coccyx,
Right.
the nictitating membrane of your eye, right there in the corner of your eye, the little ball thing right there, little bulb.
hmm
Yeah, they're saying that had a purpose. Like most likely
Right.
it shot a fluid. You probably could shoot a fluid. Like some people could shoot milk out of their eye, all that crazy stuff. Mm.
Right.
But the thymus, the appendix, your little toe, because it's just dangling, it's just hanging on. Like it couldn't help you if you know what I mean.
I promise you, it has something to do with your balance.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
little toe.
because he's saying if I'm supporting you, we in trouble. So he's there to keep you. He's there to keep you, like you say, balanced. Because
Yeah.
if you tip the scales, that means the little toe's gonna touch the ground. And so now, it's time for that defense to kick in.
hmm
But yeah, little toe, the wisdom teeth, you
Yeah.
know, and
Right.
hey, now that they've got to do something to that because a lot of people got wisdom teeth, but they ain't got no wisdom. Hey, so
Yeah,
they
because they
definitely done
block.
did the do. They done did the do to the wisdom tooth. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
Nipples on males. You know, uh, only thing I can say mine. I guess you could say the only good thing about them, they're melanin centers, so I can bask in the sun, braless.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. But
No, those nipples have sensation. I promise you, if you chop them off, you're gonna notice.
oh, they do because I can't
Yeah.
be touched. I'm a holler. I'm like, hell, don't touch these. Don't touch them. My wife ain't never touched them. I don't
Yeah.
do it.
Aisha's right. Once we know better, especially in health, we got to stay on top of that. You can't just like, because they say, oh,
Yep.
you're gonna need surgery. We can't just be like signing up for the surgery. Even when you
Mm-mm.
get a second opinion, we're talking to the same motherfucking group, saying, oh, the doctor over here said I need this. What's that doctor gonna say? Same fucking shit.
Wow. Hey,
They're colleagues.
look at the sister Aisha. You know she always going in. I'm gonna have to drop the link one day. Y'all keep playing. I'm gonna drop the link out there. But y'all ain't gonna come up. But y'all know y'all can anytime.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's interesting right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we know the creator didn't make any unnecessary part. Who would even have time to make just spare extra parts that do nothing when all of this other complex ass shit is, on the blueprint?
Yep.
Yeah, everything matters. And a lot of the stuff that you're getting cut off, other than the tail, a lot of that other stuff is like you need that your whole life. And when you start getting really sickly and unhealthy, it's because of what you're letting them do to you without knowing what it means or anything. What some of those organs mix the vial for this, and then they all function as a cohesively. And if one thing is out, then that whole function is changed and different now. Okay, that's why they give you when they give you your side effects, they list like 50 of them motherfuckers. So you be like, oh damn, I don't want to try that. All of this shit, bleeding eyes, vomiting, nausea, all of this shit they be naming on the side effects for just certain fucking medications. Like imagine what it's like when you start cutting stuff that the body wasn't even designed to be cut. Unless you like break a leg or break a bone and stuff like that, you supposed to. There's a natural way to cure things, according to Dr. Sabi, and according to people who already tried water fasting intermittently or periodically or whatever. You understand, like whatever you've been hammering your body with starts to send out a signal to you that I'm becoming diseased, and then you not only stop doing that, but detox or go on a 3-5 day water fast or something, and then you find out like, damn, I feel great. I'm good now. That's how you know when you first started feeling ill. You can literally trace that back to what's making you ill. All you got to think about what I've been putting inside my body, because that's what's happening. They'll just
Illmatic.
and they cut your shit off. Shit, you
Mm.
detox.
Yep. That's why the brother was speaking on fasting. I respect that, because like we say,
Hmm.
coming from that single celled organism, what does
Right.
fasting do? Fasting prolongs the life of a cell,
Hmm.
you know. So this is how you regenerate cells. So obviously, if the cells don't die,
Hmm.
you cannot die.
Right.
You
Yeah, the
know,
cells don't die. They
I mean, they die
regenerate
every
themselves like.
day, but I'm saying if you could prolong the life of or regenerate some so-called dead cells or dying cells, then you are
Right.
prolonging your life.
Right. And that's why the water fast is extremely relevant, because the water is the universal solvent. So whatever it is corroding on top of your organs or causing the pain, then you detox it with water so it can dissolve it, and that gives your cells time to function again, rebuild, and your immune system kicks in to help. Your body wants to live. It's made to live, not to die. We kill it by doing all kinds of fuck shit to it, and then we want to go to the doctor knowing that they're an industry that if you're well, you're no good to them. If you healing yourself, they've lost a patient, they've lost money. And so we got to, like everything else, just start educating ourselves on shit. Don't let them cut nothing off of you. Like, go see a specialist, go see somebody who's holistic, try everything
Yeah,
before you go under that knife.
yeah. Look up the naturopathic, because that's what y'all need to get into. Y'all need to get with the naturopathic way.
Hmm.
Not just the homeopathic. I mean allopathic. My bad. You
Right,
know,
right.
aloe meaning all. They take all paths, huh? But they get mad at you for just taking the natural path. You be like, well, I'm gonna just take the natural path. They be like, no,
Yeah.
all paths. Just like the all lives matter thing. It's like saying, no, more lives matter. They be like, no, all lives matter. I'd be like, what the heck? You know what I mean? I
Right.
said, it is business.
They've been pulling the wool over our eyes, and we've been letting the wool stay there like forever. But this is a good time to get into some new information, because new information is here, and we're going to be here for sure from now on, helping you through this process. Because things might take a spin for the worse soon, because their president said so. He said it's going to be a long, dark winter. Like, how? Really? And the hospital is a business, and they need you to be sick for them to thrive. If we all start healing ourselves right now, that would break down a major system. Major. He's right about the plants too. And not just the plants, but like everyday weeds and things in your yard growing up by the tree that we don't know what it is. We mow it down with the lawnmower and shit. But really, food is all around us, and it's the food is the medicine. The natural organic food for us, at least, that's our medicine. And we trample it, we cut it down. We don't know what it is. We don't try to find out what it is. If somebody, like, if I go sit in front of somebody and eat a dandelion, they're gonna think I'm fucking retarded or something.
Hey, see, see, put it like this: when you see words like vitamin, you know,
Hmm.
like I remember always asking me, he be like, he be like, what does vitamins mean? You know, and he'll tell you,
Well, Vita
he'll
has the
yeah,
word vital
yeah,
in
he'll
it.
tell you vital, and minerals. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yep.
And my breakdown is, is you got VIT, then you got almond. You feel me? So
Mm-hmm.
almond is vital. You feel me? Or vital almond is vital
Mm-hmm.
that you get almond, which is
Yep.
the sun.
Yep.
So the same thing with like the brother talking about the 8 almond amino acids. We say amino, but it's almond and O, especially OS. If you look it up, that
Right.
represents the sun. You feel me? So
Absolutely.
especially the O period. You feel me? But even OS. What I'm saying is, you talking about almond again. You feel me? So we talking about the amino acids. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That you can only get from the plants, which they only getting sunlight. They only transferring that to you, in a delectable way. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still sunlight that you
And
acquiring from it. Hmm?
they have the pineal gland on that list, or the pineal gland.
Yeah, they got it on there.
Don't ever let nobody remove your pineal gland.
Well, they show calcifying it,
It's
and that's the
not a
thing about,
vestigial organ,
right.
right? Because they don't know how it works for real. Because there's are
Yeah,
calcified
yeah.
at
Anything with a
H12.
seed is a fruit. Anything with a seed is a fruit. So yeah,
Right.
almond is well, the almond turns into a fruit. The almond is a seed.
Mm-hmm.
Almond is really a fruit when it blooms, when it turns into the plant, when it turns into the tree. So yeah, it produces a little fruit off of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, but we eat it. We eat the acorn basically. We jump right on it. That's why I tell people, those are the acorns that we'll fight the squirrel over. You know, the pecans and
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
almonds and all the walnuts, all those things, the peanuts. Those are the acorn that we'll fight the squirrel over. You know, like we talk about, like we eat rice. What is rice? Rice is from the grass family. You know, so rice is a grass. That is the grass that we'll fight the cow over. You know, what is cinnamon? Cinnamon is tree bark. It comes from a specific tree. You know, the cinnamon tree, and it's the tree bark off the tree. So that's the tree bark that we'll fight the termite over. You know what I mean? Yeah,
And
everything.
trees are
Like we
electric
learn
and
from nature.
I said trees are also conductors, so they're electric.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why they attract lightning and all of that.
Yeah. And you know, the ants love it, the birds love it. Everybody respects the trees except us. We chop them all down and put in cement instead. And as a result, we're losing oxygen.
You know, that's why I say I claim to be an ancient druid, because they consider tree huggers, but they knew the importance of the trees. Like that's where you get the cartoons speaking on like the trees talking and all that. And like a lot of people have spoken on wisdom that they have gotten. Number one, it was under a tree. You know, a lot of things we give ourselves too much credit, and we don't realize. That's why they say 85% of your thoughts are not your own. So we'll be sitting under a old tree, got all this wisdom, seen all this, and tree know way more than you. Tree was already a soul and lived earth, and been here sitting as a tree for 100 years. The tree know way more than you, and
that's how. Yeah,
it can be speaking in a spiritual way, and we think it's us. We give ourselves all the credit. That's what they mean.
Who was that who discovered gravity? Was that Newton? Because he's sitting under the tree.
Yeah, exactly. The apple hit him in the head like boom. Yeah, the tree was literally talking to him like,
to study this shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, what you call it? Buddha was enlightened under the Bodhi tree. You know, Moses, what? He met God at the burning bush. You know? So, even Jesus was said to have been born under the sycamore tree. Huh?
Right, but he he cursed the fig tree though.
Yeah, so come on. Yeah, trees got the magic. They got the power. You know?
They do.
Like if you ever seen a tree that's been struck with lightning, like the wood from that tree was used in magic wands. You feel me? Because they knew the power that wood possessed.
I'm not I'm sort of being sold on that the trees themselves, that the lightning comes up through the ground, through the tree to the sky instead of vice versa, where people believe that the lightning starts at the sky and goes down. I think
I didn't seen it come from the sky. I don't know.
I know. Probably when you see it, it's in the sky. However,
I'm in the lightning capital. I'm in the lightning capital down here in Tampa. This is the lightning capital of the world.
I know you are in Florida.
So, but it's not like it used to be.
Lots of capitals.
But when I was young, it was like every week.
Look it up and think about it, because they always want us to think that like there's satellites in the sky. No, all your shit is coming from the ground up. Okay, they're going and planting these wires under the ground, in the water and everything, yet telling you they're in the sky. Because the magnetism is going to be closest to the earth, or the core of the earth as a magnet, and it's going to, go upwards closer to the ground and us. But we gotta re-examine everything. We gotta look at everything, research everything, study everything. Like, our work is never gonna be over, ever. At least mine ain't. I'm really just getting started, and I'm like fucking 20 years in. Right. Yeah, I've never seen that pic before. I've seen all the rest of them, but that pick number 11 or 12 is crazy. That's like some DNA gone bad or some shit. And these people are posing. They didn't get their vestigial organ cut off at birth. Wow. A lot of people won't believe those are real pics. I know I didn't when I first seen them. I had to go study. Like, what the hell? But vestigial organs is enough for you to go and do some research on a lot of things.
I gotta go help out a friend, even though I didn't plan on it. You know, something just landed on me. So I'm gonna let you tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube as Denise Grant, White Dove Blue Sky. That channel is suspended right now. And so now you can go to Yasini in the House on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook as Denise Grant with the pic. And you can find my Simply Stone jewelry collection, my books, and my services and everything else that I do on YasiniUniversity.com. That's where you should be if you're looking for me.
Yep. Yeah. And we definitely looking for y'all, and you know what I'm saying, we appreciate y'all for commenting and rocking with us, you know, for sure. And we're gonna definitely be back at y'all tomorrow. Y'all get ready for this Thanksgiving feast that we got for you and everything, you feel me? Right. Y'all already know Christopher Columbus a dead man. You know what I mean? You're a dead man. Okay. Thursday. I got you. You know what I mean? Peace.
They know it. They already know.